Greetings and salutations, all you Yoshis living in the land of milk and honey! I'm Yoshi Starchild, back once more, fiddling with my headphones volume control. And we're back with Devil May Cry 5, and I'm just so excited. This game is ridiculous this far. A little light on the gameplay part, so I'm still kind of waiting for it to turn into a game. I'm sure that's going to happen. There's definitely... yeah, it's like...
That's it.
I'm not worried about it, but... excuse me. When you try to make things in 20-minute chunks, roughly, and you're trying to find time and make time and... blah. Like, oh good, reading. It's been a good 30 years since I last wrote something like a letter. Don't have a typewriter or nothing, so unfortunately you're stuck with my shitty handwriting for now. I heard you're headed back to Red Grave, or Red Grave as they call it in some places. Wasn't sure exactly what I could do for you. I'm not a powerhouse like you, or the sharpest knife in the jar. Still, given my business, the least I can do is get you a few leads. Can't say exactly how useful they'll be to you, but hey, gotta be better than nothing, right? So the first time I met Dante, he actually went by a different name. Tony Redgrave. Bet that got your attention, huh? Tony Redgrave. Redgrave City? Just a coincidence? Or something more? I honestly can't say. Because they're paying me hush money. But still, figured if you're headed in that direction, you might be able to learn the truth yourself. That's why I've decided to tell you everything about the Dante I know. It ain't every day that I just give this stuff away, boy. You'd best be grateful. Doodle-doodle-doodle-doodle. Listen to that riff. Is that a ukulele? Morrison's letter. The more missions you can blah 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 blah. You unlock letters.
Hey, we doing this or what?
I'm waiting on you.
Doing what?
I'm cooking. Any special orders?
I don't know how I feel about her accent. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. But
Hey, I got a new arm for you.
yeah.
A masterpiece.
Is that two? Did she just pull out two arms? Whoa. She's carrying a couple guns on her person. Oh my god. And I skipped through all that stuff. Skills, yep, there's skills. Is there one that increases the range on that one? Let's see, we have 11,745 to spend. I don't know how I feel about her. I don't know how I feel about any of these people as characters. Any of these characters as people? I feel like she's a pretty interesting hodgepodge. Sort of a hard to place accent. Sort of a hard to place skin tone. That's what we're gonna look like in the future. Few hundred years from now. Possibly. Possibly. Depends on how much we continue to genetically diversify. But yeah. Eventually we'll be like, that kind of balance between not getting too sunburned. And it'll still depend on where you live, kinda. And how the climate might change. It's hard to think centuries in the future. when I'm still just like, I'm not thinking that far ahead in... like, I'm starting to think in years. But it's not like I have details for those, so I'm talking a bunch of shit. But A blue orb. What's that do? But yeah. The Red Queen. Mendoza rushing attack that sweeps up surrounding enemies. On the ground, press R1 plus forward plus triangle. What's it do? Okay. Yeah, we'll take one of those. That's probably good. An improved streak attack with greatly extended range. So why do I need the pull thing? Well, probably can upgrade that one too. Those two were both cheap. We got a gap closer, so that's nice. The Red Queen combo B. On the ground, triangle, then triangle, and tap triangle. Repeatedly. Okay, is that one of those half a second ones? Exceed 2. Don't have enough money for that one. Exceed system, blah blah blah. Abilities. Speed, can't afford it, can't afford it. Okay, we'll just save money now. Save orbs, or whatever, what have you. The devil faces. This wouldn't be Devil May Cry without devils that might cry. Preparation is key. Oh my god. Oh. God damn it. Why is there a loading screen between menus? Okay. Let's treat ourselves to... Okay, so we got the home base now. The in-between mission location place. Hey. I do think it's refreshing to be playing a game that's not an open world structured thing, but I did kind of forget that, yeah, mission-based things. They used to be the norm, but it's like, man, yeah. I do like the seamless world. I've grown accustomed to it. What am I alone? Yeah! I'm actually looking forward to some time alone. Where's the sprint button? Is there a way to what did I just do? Okay. Okay, I figured out how to get rid of my demon breakers. Doesn't look like there's a way to swap back and forth, but you can overkill. Yay! It's a heart. It's a heart monster eye. Tutorial. I guess I'm from hey, I did the thing on accident. Sorry, I'm still thinking about anytime I say something that's about people when I come from a very limited perspective. I'm still just thinking about skin tone and how I'm glad that we've lived in a world where people, well, where my little internet bubble, at least, is pretty aware of the fact that it doesn't fucking matter at all. I mean, it matters because people still are prejudiced and whatnot, but I don't know if I like that move. It knocks them down. It'll be good for sturdier enemies, though. But I remember doing this thing on the Human Genome Project website. I think that's where it was, and it was basically like, here, try to profile people based on just their skin tone, and like it was awesome. It was really cool because the differences were super like subtle, and it's like most of the world is. I hate it. I hate it. I hate that I'm about to say this. Kind of that. Yeah, I don't know. Color, skin tone. I was gonna say Asian, which is like I don't know how many different countries, and then don't forget about South America, which, but you know, most of the world has people who are descendants of people that were exposed to sun more, so their skin got darker than the light skin, easily bruised by the sun, place where it was really murky and not murky, well, yeah, gray, and less sunlight, wow. Just shoot me now. Less sunlight, so needed to absorb it when it was there, because it's good for you, that vitamin D sun. We live now, and then now, hey, I'm using that. And then now, people are still, it's gotten better, but it's still ridiculous. It's still ridiculous how, I don't know. I was gonna say something, and it's like, I hate when I get political, because ideally, and I also kind of hate this as politics, because politics should be policy of governance, not us still having to talk about people who are racist. And I'm afraid I'm going to come across as racist, because I'm white, and that's the new thing for my privileged station is you know, I shouldn't be talking about this sort of stuff. It's not my place. But melanin. Arguments over amounts of melanin. Or yeah. I don't know. But I'm just gonna keep talking. Might as well. I saw a thing that I was curious about. I don't do research anymore because I'm just like, you said get out of my thoughts? Hey! But I saw a thing where someone called the Constitution racist. And then a guy was all like, it's not racist, and yada yada yada. The Founding Fathers did have prejudice. At least he acknowledged that. But I can't remember. I'm pretty sure the 3/5. It's amended out of the Constitution though, so I think he was still more correct. But I think it's worth talking about the 3/5 compromise, right? That was when they decided that the slaves in the South would be counted as 3/5 of a person for voting purposes. They're not citizens, but the South still wanted to pad their numbers for representation because it was actually kind of a low population, because it would be people who owned a lot of other people, but you know, they don't want them to have rights. Yeah, it was horrible. And just because oh my god, why am I talking about this? I'm sorry. But yeah. But I like to think about it, and so nah, because it's just, you know, they definitely had flaws, and the Constitution's been around for a while, and it was just vague enough and just specific enough in its intentionality that it hasn't really been amended very much. And what if we had a new constitutional convention? It would never happen, because the way they did it then was like, I think it had to be a 2/3 majority in the Senate or the House or both. I can't remember what the ratification process is. But basically, they didn't have to be all 13 colonies, or all 13. Were they still states? I can't remember. They started as a very loose confederacy after the War for Independence had been won. And that didn't work out very well, because it was basically like they were 13 countries that were close to each other. And so Britain could have pretty easily just been like, hey, we waited long enough, let's take it back over. They're becoming more divided. So they made it a stronger federal government, because the government basically did nothing. and it had to get ratified, and they chose to have it by all 13 states. So if you were going to do that today, you would have 50 states trying to, and it would just be a whole thing. It would just be a whole thing, a whole mess, a circus, just like politics is now. But yay.
This
I
again.
don't use Nidhogg. Oh. I think that's a video game, isn't it? But yeah, that's me rambling about things that I like to think about, but I don't like to think about. I like to think about it from a historical context, not from a what's going on now context. Because I live in one of those places where low population, so we're not gonna influence a whole lot of federal policy anyway. And a little outnumbered, and also, God, why am I still talking about this? I just don't like to think about things that I have no control over, and who knows, maybe if P. Diddy couldn't get people to vote, then I don't know what I'm gonna do. That was the floor's fault, not Dante. I mean Nero's. I'd have to work on that. Remembering which name. Okay, perfect. This is a great time to stop. I like that I pretend that I have an audience and I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this. But yes, people are people no matter what shade their skin is. That's the moral of today's story. And I was just self-conscious enough to want to avoid using the word brown. But I did it. It's, yep. And even us white people, I put white in quotation marks, are kind of like a, well, yeah, I don't know. Almost like a weird shade of pink. If you look at the color white, right, KRS-One had a thing about this. And then you look at the skin of a quote-unquote white person. Neither here nor there, though. Classism still exists. And it always will, probably. As you progress through missions, you will come across special patterns, golden parts within the right, such as the wall thing. Set the glowing point nearby and adjust your viewing angle to light the pattern correctly. Blah 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 blah. Those who don't learn from the past are doomed to repeat it. I don't know why that popped into my head. Because you can't understand why things are the way they are, and you just use some sort of a visual shorthand. And like, yeah. That's the way things have always been, and blah, 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 blah. And, yeah. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it, but I kind of do, but I don't, you know? You know? That's sort of what we do. Which is why I try not to. I want this to be an oasis from that sort of stuff. But I couldn't help it, because Nico, I think her name's Nico, is really interesting to me because I think there's a little bit of ambiguity. But it's a Japanese game, so she's probably just supposed to be Japanese, but then, you know, that accent for the English, but it comes in, yeah. I tried to dodge, whoa. Whoa. There's sort of a dodge roll. Out of the way. But that's a perfect time to call it an episode on that. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell me, yeah, tell me all about it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm chuckling about it because I'm not very sorry because it's like who's watching, and also I think I don't know. I don't know. I haven't talked to many people about these kinds of things. I just see people posting the little memes and whatnot, and there's never really a discussion. So I might venture to those parts of the internet at some point in my life. But right now, I just kind of want to make dumb jokes and hopefully entertain people. Dante's like, what the damn it. Nero's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm ending the episode, Nero, and then we're going to continue. So thank you for watching. Do all the shit. Love ya. Live well, because death's coming, and it can't be stopped.